Tonight, the standoff between the United States and Iran is no longer just about nuclear enrichment levels. It's about power, leverage, and the balance of influence in the Middle East. Diplomatic talks are ongoing, focused on Iran's expanding uranium enrichment program. Western intelligence assessments indicate Iran has enriched uranium to levels close to weapons grade. Tehran insists it has no intention of building a nuclear weapon, but the shortened breakout time, the time needed to produce enough material for a bomb, has become a serious concern in Washington and among U.S. allies. Geopolitically, this is about deterrence and regional dominance. Iran views its nuclear capability as strategic insurance, protection against regime change threats, and foreign intervention. The United States views Iran's nuclear advancement as a destabilizing force that could spark a regional arms race, potentially pushing countries like Saudi Arabia or others to pursue nuclear capabilities of their own. Meanwhile, U.S. naval deployments near the Strait of Hormuz send a clear message: freedom of navigation will be protected. That choke point carries roughly 20% of global oil shipments. Any disruption there would immediately spike global energy prices. And that's where the economic stakes become global. Oil markets are already sensitive to instability. Even the perception of risk in the Strait of Hormuz can push crude prices upward. Higher oil means higher gasoline prices worldwide. Inflation pressures, already fragile in many economies, could intensify. For Iran, sanctions have severely constrained its economy. Inflation remains high, the currency weakened, and public frustration continues. Tehran's leadership must balance projecting strength abroad while managing pressure at home. Now, what could realistically trigger escalation? There are three main flashpoints. First, a naval incident in the Gulf. A confrontation between patrol boats, drones, or miscalculated maneuvers could spiral quickly. Second, proxy conflict. Iran supports armed groups across the region. If a U.S. asset or ally is attacked and Washington directly blames Tehran, retaliation could follow. Third, a nuclear threshold event. If Iran moves enrichment clearly into weapons-grade territory or limits international inspections further, the U.S. or Israel could view that as crossing a red line. But here is the strategic truth. Neither Washington nor Tehran appears to want full-scale war. The U.S. is balancing commitments in multiple global theaters. Iran knows open conflict could threaten regime survival. So what we are seeing is calibrated pressure, deterrence without detonation. This is geopolitical brinkmanship, a high-risk chess game where every move is designed to increase leverage without triggering catastrophe. For now, diplomacy remains the only off-ramp, but the margin for error is thin, and the consequences of miscalculation would not stay confined to the region. They would be felt in global markets, energy prices, and international security. The world is watching carefully, and tonight, the tension remains controlled but combustible.